Hey guys, I want to introduce you my female mentor, power couple woman, empire builder, successful millionairess, Elena Cardone.
Oh.
So Elena, how are you finding the UK so far?
Oh, I love it here. I haven't stayed in the countryside before, and this is a whole new experience. So it's been very relaxing. It's been so great to be around this much greenery. The cows, even the cows are different. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, but my grandparents had a dairy farm, and the cows in the South, in Mississippi, Alabama, they're completely different than the cows here. Yes. I'm not kidding. The cows here are spunky. They run up to you. They're like dogs. I fed one an apple. I mean, it's incredible. I never knew they ate apples. Anyway, we love it here. I learned falconry, which is an amazing sport. Fly fishing. I learned how to cast. So it's just been really fun. And exploring the little towns around here with the cobblestones. It's been great.
How's the kids finding it?
They love it. They think they're princesses in a castle. They never want to leave.
That's amazing. So I watched your London Reel. Mm-hmm. I loved the interview. So any one of you guys who haven't seen it, please watch it, London Reel, with Elena Cardone. And she talks about building an empire. So your new book called Building an Empire, you talk about it gets destroyed within. So your empire gets destroyed within. How do you pre-identify who is the destroyer?
With a lot of observation and just, I've learned how to read people and read scenarios. So things will start coming up. If I'm having a problem with Grant and it's about one particular person, and okay, so there's a couple of different things. Like there's one aspect where I'll find myself fighting to protect someone, but that's causing fights amongst us. But then mistakes keep happening, and then I get to a point where I have to really look at the fact, well, they could be innocent about it, but it's destroying my relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like it's causing problems now because now I'm going to war with my husband for what? So then those kind of people have to go. Then there's the type of people, because you don't know, they seem so nice and wonderful. That's the hard part about why they destroy from within, is because you think they're your friends. You don't assume that they're an enemy. Mm-hmm. But so then I have to really look at confronting evil. Are they doing that because they have this hidden kind of purpose to actually destroy me? And at first, before I realized this, I thought, no, that's ridiculous. That's conspiracy theory. That you're thinking crazy. And then I thought, no, there are people who actually come in who actually have that whole facade thing, but either their nature as a being or whatever their intention is, they can't have what I have or can't, so they secretly destroy it. And once I figured out that I confronted that people like that exist, I was able to eliminate them. So there's those people. Then there's the people who start dropping things into your universe. Like the people who will just start nattering in my ear about Grant or vice versa, nattering in Grant's ear about me. Planting little subtle seeds so that all of a sudden it becomes a problem for me. You know, like I use this example all the time because it's a safe example. I've said it all the time. But look, I know Grant is a hard person, and I know that he's very hard on me. I can say that. And he challenges me to greatness, whatever. But I don't want somebody then saying, Grant's so hard on you. Why do you take that? Or, gosh, how does he talk to you like that all the time? And does he down talk to you like that? And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, is he, now I'm no longer talking to my quarterback, my ally, someone who I understand has my back and has my intention, but that person now has gotten in my ear. So the next time he does something, I'm like, stop talking to me like that. What do you, and because it's planted a seed. Mm-hmm. And those people are deliberately doing that to break you up too. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've had that too. And I just cut it off.
Yeah.
And since I do that, my relationship, my business, my life just scales up. So it's just identifying that.
Yeah, it's identifying the things that become the little problems. I nip it in the bud. I'm like, look, no one talks to me about my relationship. Like, you're not allowed to say that. I'll actually say that. You know, if it's a family member, because sometimes they feel like they have a right to butt in or not. I'm like, you know, at some point I have to put my foot down and say, we don't do that here.
And do you give people second chances? So obviously you guys are roaming around the world and you have so many employees and you're always pounding, you have partners, people know who you guys are. So do you give people second chances if they've done you wrong?
No.
Wow.
I mean, if someone's really done me wrong, I mean, people make mistakes and people can know how to deal with you in their operations and not have bad intentions, but make mistakes. And yes, I give those people second chances. But you said have done me wrong. If someone has done me wrong, I don't give second chances. I can't afford to. No. Every time I've given a second chance, they've messed up even worse the next time. So, you know, no, you're out. Like, the goals that we have and where we want to go, I can't afford to have someone who has malintentions for me around me.
And I think that's so strong because you look at you and Grant and then everyone thinks that's Grant who's going to hammer people and say, right, out. But I watched a G&E show and you were like, it's me, I cut off Sabrina's cousin, I think it was
my nephew. My 8-year-old nephew at the time. Now he's 20-something and he's back in the picture. But back then, no.
So is it from anything small to big? Because most people think it's like big things. But I'm learning from you on how to just cut people out of your lives. And then you have your heart thinking, your head says cut them out, but then your heart says keep them in. As in, how do you play, you know, devil advocacy with that? How do you kind of do you listen to your head or your heart more?
I'm very analytical. So if it doesn't make sense, if it's not going to be pro-survival for my group, which is my husband, my kids, my employees, all of our fans, which are our family, if it's not pro-survival to that, and it's going to be a counter intention to my what I believe are my positive intentions and making a difference and really trying to create a legacy and something worth going for, then it doesn't matter how I feel about them in my heart. They've got to go, you know. And it is hard. It is hard because it's hard. I mean, look, I've gotten rid of animals before. I could be considered one of the most cold-hearted people in the world, you know. But the animals to me, like before kids, I was like, oh, I love my animals. But then I realized I hit a certain point that animals can be a liability. When they become a liability, they have to go. I had 4 dogs and a parrot. And then when I had kids, I was like, the parrot had to go, and I even considered being pregnant because the parrot was so possessive of me. And I wasn't going to have a child, an infant, who could get their eyeballs pecked out by this bird, which she would have done, you know? So it's like, yeah, I'm willing to eliminate anything that's not going to be an asset.
I love it. I love that. And who would you say would be your mentor? So obviously everyone looks at you guys as mentors. Who is your mentor?
Well, my mentor is L. Ron Hubbard. I study a lot of his works. I've taken a lot of courses in Scientology. They all make sense to me. It's helped me to completely change my world around, my view, my everything that I think today has come because of a realization or a cognition from something I've read from him. And I didn't have that before I started studying. I mean, any of his courses on finance, rearing children, marriage, overcoming ups and downs in life, how to confront and shatter suppression. I mean, it's just benefited me. Every time I take a course over there, it completely changes my life, the trajectory of my life.
Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing. Grant said the same thing.
Well,
so great
yeah.
minds think alike.
Yeah.
And what would you say is your biggest fear?
Not achieving my full potential. Did he say that too?
I think so. I mean, no? We didn't ask that one.
Okay.
But he always says in interviews. Yeah. He says in a lot of interviews.
Yeah, not achieving my full potential. I feel like I'm operating at like 15, 20%, you know, and I feel like there's so much more, and, you know, I would be terrified to not even at least reach 50%. That's why I try to go so much. I'm trying so hard to get there.
That's amazing. And what's your work or your daily routine like? So if someone who's super busy, got things going on, everyone wants your attention, grants attention, where do you divide your focus? Or where do you put things in place?
I am very busy usually. From the morning to the night, it's jam-packed. But whatever the priority is or whatever needs to be done gets the top priority, and that's what I do first. So that's what gets most of my attention, and then as much as I can delegate to somebody else, I'm doling out. So I'm not doing the minutia work anymore, like booking the hotels or talking to the people or coordinating the flights, or all that stuff's done by the pilots or the assistants or whatever. So that frees up a lot of time so that I can be next to Grant and be a sounding board for him, or be with the children when they need my attention. Because you have children, you know how it is. Like you can see when they need your attention, when things start going awry and you're like, I need to just give them a little attention, and then they're back on their feet again. So yeah, that's how I do it.
So tell me about your martial arts journey. So you've been traveling around the world, and tell me about it. What's your experience with training in other countries?
It is so amazing. I wish I would have discovered the martial arts world years ago, but I've just discovered it about a year and maybe almost a half ago at this point. But being around the world, it's a mindset of the people that I meet that is almost spiritual. I will go on the record and say it's a spiritual thing. There's a certain unspoken understanding that world has, and it has to do with respect. It doesn't matter they know that if you, like, it doesn't matter that I'm at my level. They can perceive that I have an intention. I take it seriously. I'm trying to train and perfect myself, and therefore I feel like they give me 100%. They're not like snobbish, or it's very inclusive, very welcoming, and it's just it's something that these people understand that other people don't understand if you're not in the martial arts world. You know, like, I train to kill people so that I never have to kill people. Do you know what I mean? It helps me be sane in my life, but yet it seems so violent and vicious, yet it makes me so calm and able to deal with the real world. Yeah. Do you know? Yeah. It's such a complete contradiction. Yeah. But they all understand that, you know?
I think people who train martial arts are actually really peaceful people.
I do too.
They're really peaceful.
Very disciplined.
They're not aggressive. They're not violent. They're actually really controlled. Because we've been doing martial arts and running martial arts schools, so I can see the level of discipline and the respect. I see massive respect in the martial arts.
Yeah, I do too.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
And another thing, so if you had to choose one country, so you've travelled around the world, and you had to choose one country, what would your favourite country be? And it doesn't have to be the UK, we won't get offended.
Oh my gosh. God, that's so hard. How do you pick a favorite? Like, I love Europe, but now I've discovered the Middle East, and I'm not done discovering the Middle East. And then there was Thailand, which blew me away.
Yeah.
I'm most impressed with Thailand on this trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And why?
Probably because it's more foreign and so far removed from the Western world that the people are so just basic in needs, and it was very spiritual for me. And then I got to train the Muay Thai there.
Wow.
And the scenery is so beautiful, and it just seems so, like, simple without all the complications, you know? And I love being around real people.
Yeah.
You know?
And the food? What was it?
The
Was it
food. Well, I don't know if we can compare. We stayed at this place called Ani, which was on, I forget what island, but it was about a 30-minute boat ride from Phuket. So, I mean, it was so exquisite, and it came with this. He had to have been a 5-star chef, at least in my mind. So every meal was unbelievable and blew me away. Wow. So I don't know if all of Thailand is like that, because when we went into Phuket, we did eat at this other restaurant. We were like, you know, because we were a little spoiled on our guy.
Wow. We need to go to Thailand.
But it was just really cool. Really
That's
cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to going back to Miami?
Yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to getting back in the gym. Getting around my trainers, just getting my routine back for a little bit. But I'm really excited about the next leg of the world tour too. Like when we go out in August. I think we're going to go out from August to October.
Wow.
So,
where are you going?
All over. Australia, I think we're going to Russia, China, Philippines.
Yes.
So
we want the Cardones in the Philippines. So
we'll get there. We'll get there. Now we have amazing connections.
We're looking to get you over to the Philippines. We
Yeah.
want everyone to hear the 10X message. And I really think the Filipinos need that the most. They need to actually understand about the mindset of money, the mindset of finances, the mindset of 10Xing. Mm-hmm. People say to me, how have you done what you've done? I've literally 10X'd it. Mm-hmm. And it's education.
Yeah.
I'm no different to anyone else. I've just educated myself with the Cardone's platform. So
that's how I feel. I feel like I'm no different from anyone else, but certainly from a business aspect, I've learned so much from Grant and made so many little adjustments in my mind. And then the relationship side, I feel like I've figured a lot of things out in that department. That's why I feel the same way that you do. So thank you for helping us spread the message, because I feel the same way, that anyone can do it with the right knowledge.
Definitely. So I want to thank you so much for being here, letting us come to your beautiful castle. I want to say thank you so much for having us here in your beautiful castle, and 10X lady over here.
Aww. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming out and for interviewing me.
Beautiful.
Thank you.